I'm Beef-laine.
And this is B-rad.
And we are the Hortoccult. What's happening, hot stuff?
Yeah.
So on today's episode, we are exploring the lovely plants that can kill us. This is Hortoccult. We're here to talk about plants. Let's get it on. Plants that can kill us.
Which plants are they?
So these are 12 ornamental plants that could take us out. Well, they're poisonous.
Yeah, so be careful.
Yeah.
People.
Toxicity, higher toxicity, which I find it interesting.
Well,
I find this stuff interesting.
It is interesting, and what's even more interesting is that a lot of those plants have a ton of beauty. Maximum amount of like flower power, beauty. And so, don't be fooled by his luring, attraction.
Yeah.
Of the colors and the.
Well, we had a little conversation about in one of our podcasts. I think it's number 69 with Craig Salazar about
69.
It was 69. How nightshade is toxic or poisonous or whatever.
Yeah.
So that kind of got me thinking about, well, what else that we grow for flowers is also toxic, because that was grown as an ornamental at one time, at least as a ground cover or shade, something or other.
Well,
I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I always like to, anytime I hear the name nightshade, I like to go back to what family is that in?
The tomate.
The tomato, huh?
The tomato. I don't know.
As we know, tomatoes people love tomatoes, right?
Right.
I love tomatoes.
They're slightly toxic.
Yeah. Well,
the
plant is toxic.
Worked on getting rid of the toxicity. I've actually heard that before, though, that if you eat too many tomatoes, you can get sick.
Really?
Yeah.
They are acidic.
Yeah. I don't know if it has to do with the acidity.
Well, so the plant, I mean, you don't find people chomping on the actual, like the cane of the tomato plant. So,
but I'm pretty sure bitter. Nightshade.
Yeah, nightshade.
The berries, they're not berries, they're fruit. I mean, you could say that about tomatoes. There's an argument whether or not a tomato is a vegetable or a fruit.
Right.
Technically, I would assume it's a fruit, but we use it as a vegetable.
Totally a fruit.
So the little fruits, the berries on the nightshade, those are toxic. Yeah. Pretty dang sure. And why wouldn't the tomato ones? I think it's been bred out of them.
That would be an interesting.
Someone's got
to check out. Yeah.
Someone who's doing their PhD in horticulture somewhere, do your thesis on tomatoes.
The development of the tomato.
Yeah.
From the nightshade. Well, it's a Solanaceae family.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of that's a big group. I think eggplant is in the Solanaceae family too.
Is it really?
I think so. And then there's a few other things. Anyway, so we kind of just jumped into that right quick, but
this is just the basis of our conversation that we had. And I found an article. We just found an article. It's actually on This Old House. So This Old House, and it had ideas, and it was 12 deadliest ornamental plants. Dun dun dun. And one of the top ones, the first one that shows, is rhododendron.
Yeah,
which is kind of funny.
So beautiful. But you and I here in this valley, we really don't see that plant a lot, do we?
Negative on that one, Cheech.
Yeah, but in other places, like the PNW, okay? Those guys, just in mass, they have a ton of those beautiful rhododendrons and azaleas.
Well, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? If we could grow that, we would.
100%.
Totally.
Yeah. But apparently,
they kill you.
You don't. Yeah. You don't want to eat it. You don't want your dogs to eat it. for all you dog people out there.
So this is funny. So it says the deadly parts. So this is like kind of how it breaks out into each of these plants that it says why we grow it, and obviously it's for its flowers, and then the deadly parts, and it says the entire plant,
Mm-hmm.
and then what it does to you if you do certain things. So it says if swallowed, it induces violent vomiting.
Okay.
So yeah, I gotta watch out for that. Low blood pressure. Wow, it could like totally take you out.
Yeah.
Death can occur shortly after falling into a coma. Holy cow.
Yeah. So, yeah, lesson there is don't just run out and start gnawing on shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is hilarious because I had this friend in school, and I ended up going to work with him at the U, and he would eat everything. He would like
mistake.
We were talking about he was in our tree class and he's just like popping things and eating trees and just whatever. Wow. And he was just like, "Is it good?" And he's like, he'd be holding it and he'd be like, "Is it edible?" And as he asked it and he hadn't answered yet, he would put it in his mouth and eat it. And he's like, "I guess it is now." And he'd either like spit it out or whatever because hilarious. Freaking Kyle, you're freaking so funny.
Did he ever vomit at any point?
Not during my class, but who knows? He was kind of a wild guy.
Do you need to check your signal cable or no?
I don't know what happened. Oh, did you lose it?
Yeah, I lost it.
I bumped the computer, so we might have some rebooting to go through.
No, we're good. So roadies are on the number one list there.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Oh, look, it's not responding. We might have lost it, but we're still recording on Audacity, so I'll try to get the video back up. Let's see, where were we?
Totally bra. Okay, so yeah, we quickly kind of just mentioned tomatoes because that's grown everywhere. You can buy that in the nursery, dude.
Don't eat it.
Lily of the Valley. Is it convallaria?
See what she says.
Why do we grow it?
Why do we grow it? Low to grow with spiring, tiny little white bell-shaped flowers. Lily of the Valley packs a potent, sweet-smelling scent, despite its small size.
Excellent ground cover in shady settings.
So the deadly parts are the entire plant, particularly the leaves.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So causes headaches, hot flashes.
Okay.
What's that word?
Hallucination.
Oh, maybe we want to take a little nibble on this guy.
Irritability.
Yeah,
you can't regulate that hallucination factor though, so it could.
Slows your heart, potentially leading to a coma and death.
Okay.
So yeah.
So keep the chitlins away from that.
So here we got the next one would be hydrangeas, Hydrangea macrophylla, to be specific.
Okay.
So this is another one that we have a little trouble growing here in the Utah. This variety?
Yeah, the blue one, huh?
Yep, the blue one.
Okay.
The white one, I guess, does well, and it was. Do you remember? Cameron Alcott talked about it.
No, I can't remember.
Why we grow it? It's freaking beautiful. Duh.
Yeah.
Deadly parts, the entire plant, especially the
flower buds. Man.
What? Same thing. Dizziness, shortness of breath, fainting, rapid pulse. Low blood pressure.
Convulsions and death.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Holy crap.
So just take it easy with the hydrangeas if you're out there.
Jeez, man. That's so crazy. Cheese man. I love cheese man.
Yeah. So I'm curious about this next one. As I recall, it's a daffodil.
Yeah, Narcissus.
But is it a specific one? Poeticus. It's Poet's Narcissus.
Let me just go back and show pictures of the hydrangea.
Absolutely. That would be smart.
And that's the Lily of the Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got that growing in my yard.
Yeah, yo también. That's a beauty, eh?
Why we grow it? It's freaking awesome. That's why. Stands up to deer, rabbits, voles. Yeah, it People don't eat it because it's freaking toxic. That's why we plant them. They're also water-wise compared to daffodils. I mean, tulips.
Okay, so tulips require more water, and daffodils are more.
And then they're like almost opposite. So deer love tulips, and they don't particularly enjoy the daffodils.
Okay.
Especially the bulbs. So the entire plant, but especially the bulbs. Yeah, induces vomiting. Sweet.
Which are potent emetics and inducing vomiting. Okay.
Wow. Fun. Numbness.
Check this out.
Paralyzed.
So as you're planting, watch any open wounds you may have. So in your fingers and whatever, while tending to them, coming into contact with their bulb secretions.
Bulb secretions.
Yeah. So here's an idea. Wear gloves. And if you don't like gloves, wear rubber gloves.
Because then you can still feel.
Yeah. There's that close contact, but you're not getting the secretions on it.
I didn't have much problem with the daffodils when we plant them. That much of them at Marinda, but the ones I did have a trouble with were those.
It's the purple dudes.
The hyacinths.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Those were horrible. I hope it's on the list.
They make you sneeze and like shiver and.
Yeah. I mean, just touching it, you itch.
Yeah, totally. You don't want to start touching your eyes and your nose and things like that.
Your eyes. Oh my gosh.
You start sneezing, and then the next thing you know.
But I definitely didn't have a problem with the daffodils. But I knew not to bite it.
Well, yeah. You don't want to bite it or lick it or whatever. So, okay.
Foxglove.
Digitalis purpurea.
Purpurea. Cool. I knew that one.
So yeah, and you knew that one. I knew that one. But this is also the medicine plant. Am I wrong?
It says it right there. Chemicals that, while used medicinally, are deadly in high doses.
Well, that kind of goes for just about anything. I mean, you take too much aspirin.
That's true.
You know, whatever. That's from the salicylic acid. Isn't that from the
salicylic?
The salix plant. The heck is that?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, you do.
Let me share this.
Anyway.
So we get a picture of the foxglove. So yeah, that's a little guy. Why we grow it. It's cool.
It's beautiful.
It's a shader, isn't it?
Shady?
Shades, part sun shade.
Yeah, I'd go east exposure would be the primo on that.
Entire plant, toxic.
Okay.
Especially the leaves in the upper stem.
Got it.
Rich. So that's the chemical that must be used for
the digitalin.
Yeah.
Digitoxin and digitonin.
Wow. It's digi.
Get digi with it.
Okay, you gotta watch out. Okay, deer don't like it. So most of the stuff that's going to be toxic
to deer and rabbits and voles and
is going to be toxic to us. There's a reason why they're not eating that plant. It's because it's toxic.
Mm-hmm. Or it tastes.
Yeah, or the texture
bitter and yeah.
So this is I don't know. Not little nibble.
Oh,
20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes. This
Nausea,
is kind of a sketchy
vomiting,
deal.
Diarrhea, depending on the amount ingested. Ooh.
Keep in mind, however, that children have died just from sucking on a part of the plant.
What?
Yeah, so just keep that one out of the garden if you've got sucker fish. Wait, what?
Sucker fish.
All right.
Larkspur delphinium. I didn't actually know that there was a annual version of delphinium.
Yeah, so I guess when I say annual version, larkspur is the annual version of delphinium. It reseeds itself. And is prolific. And so, and you'll see larkspur native up in the mountain regions, kind of more in the riparian areas where there's a lot of moisture. And look at that color of blue right there. I mean, that's nature. That's beautiful. It's beautiful, but I think nature definitely throws out certain colors to kind of
warn.
Yeah, so it's a warning sign. So monkshood is also native to our riparian areas. It's that same dark blue, purpley blue. So is larkspur. And anyway, reds are another thing, another color in nature that sometimes is like a red flag. Hey, a red flag. It's a red berry to stay away from. So, I mean, that's not always 100% true. I mean, obviously you've got strawberries, raspberries, whatever, but
if you don't know what it is, don't eat it.
Yeah, just ask Chris McCandless, dude, that guy that
what is that called? No, Nature Wild something.
Yeah.
That movie?
Yeah. Or he's up in Alaska and he was trying to survive and he
mixed up his berries.
Mixed up the berries. Yeah. You just have to, and he had a book, he had a book on edibles. So just kind of, listen to your.
Be careful.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
deadly parts of the larkspur.
It says the entire plant, though the young leaves, mature seeds contain the highest concentration of the toxic alkaloids.
Yeah. Look out for the alkaloids.
I'm not even sure what an alkaloid is, but
it's something that's gonna hurt you. Take it easy.
Sweet. All right, yeah. So immediately after ingestion, nausea, burning in the mouth, vomiting, and slowing the heartbeat. That seems to be quite a few of these guys are the same thing.
Yeah. Seek treatment right away because in 6 hours is all it takes for this flower to become lethal.
Yikes.
So as like the rattlesnake, you've got about 2 hours before you die. This you've got 6. So make sure you're not that much. You're not that far away from a hospital.
Yeah, holy cow.
Okay.
So oleander.
That's the Harry Potter dude.
Yeah, that's the wand dude. Oleanders.
There, Mr.
Well, this is a shrub, isn't it?
Oleander? It is. Yeah, it's a shrub that you'll see kind of more in the south.
Oh, didn't
we
try to grow some of this in Marinda and it just did not do very well? Or we don't grow it and we just can't grow it at all?
No, these are great hedges and shrubs down in, for example, St. George, Utah. Las Vegas.
Yes, my dad has
Death
this.
Valley.
My dad has this.
Yeah.
Yep, and he cuts it back every year.
Uh-huh.
And it just grows up.
And they flower profusely, and they're super cool.
Yeah, he likes them. And yes, he has told me that they are toxic.
But here's the thing. Here's the tricky thing. It's fragrant. So don't think that a good smell equals deliciousness. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
Is good smell equals deliciousness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if that's a concept,
that's a quote to live by.
You might want to take it easy on the good
So
smells.
yeah, my dad has oleanders. Entire plant.
It's
including its nectar and sap.
Okay.
He has to really be careful when he cuts it.
Does he think twice?
Yeah, he does.
About growing one of these?
Mm-hmm. Well, he bought a house that had them. But he seems to manage them really well. I think cutting them back helps too, because then there's this time where they're not up and can be exposing to people. Okay, so first affects the digestive system, vomiting, diarrhea. Geez, poisoning process of life-threatening circulatory problems. So even after you have issues, so it goes after the heart.
Okay.
If your heart's still ticking after that trauma, oleander can also deal a fatal blow to your central nervous system, causing seizures, tremors, and a coma.
Okay. So what was that one called again? Oleander.
Yep.
How can you forget? That's the Harry Potter dude.
This is true.
Okay.
Sorry. I messed up. Poop.
So yeah, I mentioned.
So here we go. Poinsettia.
Now
we talked about this too.
Yeah, is that an old wives' tale, as they say?
I think it depends on
let's read it.
The latex.
Okay.
So why do we grow it? Because it's cool. That's why we grow it.
Well, it's a Christmas thing, right?
Right.
Or I should say like a holiday
subtropical
season
areas like Southern California can have a leggy shrub in their yard of poinsettia.
Okay. Well, and then in Mexico, I mean, if you're down there visiting and you see those beautiful trees, poinsettia trees, I mean, don't think it's something you can just go gnaw on, you know?
Do you want
to? Deadly parts, the milky sap found in the veins of the plant. So it's that latex. It's not the flowers. Yep. It's not the leaf necessarily. It's
the latex is in the leaf.
Yeah,
I guess you could lick the leaf.
Yeah, that's playing with fire, man. I don't know. Okay, so toxic toll. Despite its toxic reputation, poinsettias will never top the list of most poisonous plants. There's only been 2 documented cases of them causing human death. That's pretty low, but still.
Killed 2 people.
Yeah. You want to teach kids not to touch or consume the plant. As far as cats and dogs are concerned, keep poinsettia plants out of reach unless you want to clean up after pet vomit and diarrhea.
Oh.
So animals, yeah, they'll...
Well, shoot, I have it in my house, and I have an older dog, so that's kind of funny. Oh, right, purple nightshade.
Purple nightshade. Okay, so nightshade, the leaf is so super cool.
This is not that way. You could tell looking at those leaves are not this. This is not the same thing.
Are you sure?
Look at the leaf.
It appears, yeah.
And the flowers are way too big. So it's the common name. See, the common name is purple nightshade, but
Atropa belladonna.
It's not related to tomatoes. Well, what is Atropa?
Oh, yeah. What's well, Solanaceae is the family, and that was just the genus.
Okay, so this sucker is, though rarely cultivated, the curly green purple blooms are sometimes grown in an upright habit and an eye-catching shiny berry. So this is why we grow it. Native to Europe, North Africa, West and Asia, and has naturalized in parts of North America.
Favoring shady, moist locations with limestone-rich soil.
Weird. So Arkansas. Yeah. So an entire plant, particularly its berries, roots, and leaves, are toxic.
Okay. Just don't mess with this one.
Word. I don't. Yeah, that kind of. Wow.
So let's just presume that you pop a bunch of those berries into your mouth accidentally.
See, that could be it. Happen? Maybe you think it's not. Maybe you think it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I share this whole thing?
Well,
what am I sharing here?
Check it, brah.
Check what?
From what I could tell, you lose your voice first.
There we go.
After ingesting those berries.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So you first lose your voice, and then you'll physically be unable to call for help. Okay.
Ooh, that sucks.
After you lose your voice, respiratory complications, intense digestive disruption, and violent convulsions begin, the combination of which has proven fatal.
Wow.
So
see, look at that. That's a pretty cute looking little flower.
It kind of has it's like almost like the campanula has a little bellflowers almost.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see the berries.
Or yeah. That's not. I wouldn't have guessed that was a nightshade.
So, yeah, nightshade.
I don't know this.
The mountain laurel.
I know laurels, but I don't know a mountain laurel.
This one does not appear to be one that we see around our area, Intermountain area.
They grow it. It's cousin to the azalea and the rhododendron.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, for the flowers, leaves, twigs, flowers, and pollen.
Okay. The mountain laurel parts are full of endomedotoxins, which go to town on your gastrointestinal tract. Watering of the mouth, eyes, and nose are common, as is shortness of breath and slow heartbeat. Kidney failure can occur, as well as convulsions, paralysis, coma, and death.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is kind of creepy.
Yeah. Well, you've got to, I mean, yeah, you just got to be careful. That was the mountain laurel. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was the mountain laurel. Jeez.
Yeah. And then,
Mistletoe. I mean, I think people have heard that. Well, who's ever watched the Batman movies?
I haven't.
The old ones with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Catwoman. They say, mistletoe, it's beautiful. Or, oh, no. What do they say? This is the line. Mistletoe is deadly if you eat it, and a kiss can be even deadlier.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's great.
Michael
That's great.
Keaton.
So check this out. The genus is Phorodendron flavescens. Phorodendron, I mean, that's very close to rhododendron.
Right.
Yeah? So it's going to be a friend, a vine of the dendron family.
It's a parasitic plant.
Okay.
That grows out in the wild. You might spot some in your yard using a black poplar, ash, sycamore, or hawthorn as a host tree. That's interesting. I did not know about that. I did not know that it was a parasitic plant.
I didn't either. Well, I didn't either, yeah.
And then it's traditionally decorated indoors during the Christmas season. Mistletoe. Well, you just hang it.
Yeah.
Who does that anymore?
Well, here's the thing, though. So all parts are deadly, especially the berries. Munching on a couple of leaves, berries, or shoots, or drinking mistletoe flavored tea.
Yummy.
I mean, some people might think that would be like
good idea.
Yeah, good idea for whatever reason.
Abdominal pain and diarrhea.
Okay.
Sweet.
So that's not going to get you far after the whole kiss if you've got that going on. So
well, it seems like most of it is coming, and it says watch out for your pets. Most of these that are, if it's ingested, you're dealing with it's like almost like food poisoning.
Yeah.
These are the things: nausea, diarrhea, abdominal pain, vomiting. So, I mean, you're going to have a freaking red flag. Like, why am I hurting so bad?
Well, but a lot of the time, I mean, if that were to happen to me, I would immediately think food poisoning.
Right. Oh, it's just a little bit, it'll go away in 24 hours.
Yeah. But maybe take it serious, if you have those signs, symptoms.
So this one, hemlock.
Water hemlock, in particular, spotted parsley.
So is this same as poison hemlock? Because this says we're supposed to be doing ornamentals.
Yeah, but that's
more of a weed.
The water hemlock or the poison hemlock?
Poison hemlock.
Yeah. Well, let's see why people grow it, ornamentally speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying?
I've seen it end up in like riparian riverine areas, like from the mountains.
Yeah,
I've seen this. You don't want to get it Confucius with. There is an edible plant. Queen
it says it's why we grow it is unintended by not uncommon garden trespasser. So people,
it's not meant to be that.
They're not trying to grow it. It just spurs up meadows, pastures, streams. So riparian. That sounds pretty riparian.
Yeah.
All of it is deadly, especially the roots. So there's like a famous dude that got killed by it.
Well, Socrates.
Yeah. Socrates.
And I think it was intentional, maybe.
Yeah, someone poisoned
water hemlock or the.
But yeah, they made a tea out of the roots.
Yeah,
at least that's the myth. We should look that up.
It looks like that flower looks identical to Queen Anne's lace, or with that umbel. Yarrow looks a lot like that too.
Yeah.
Oh, it has that same pattern.
I wonder if yarrow has medicinal purposes, right?
It does, but sometimes maybe in high doses.
That's true.
You're playing with fire.
The most violently toxic plant that grows in North America.
Wow.
Love this hemlock. It must be the poison hemlock.
Yeah,
it's just a different name.
It's synonymous.
Yeah, it's just
true to its killer reputation. Water hemlock can strike you dead within 15 minutes of ingestion. Whoa. The poison Sicutoxin wastes no time in attacking the central nervous system, causing severe seizures and convulsions that turn deadly as a result of asphyxia and cardiovascular collapse. So,
Wow.
Yeah, pull it. Pull it if you see it. Throw it away.
Don't eat the roots.
Don't compost it. I don't know.
That was the last one.
Don't eat the roots.
Don't eat the roots. If you think it's a hemlock, don't eat the roots. Just give it a little lick.
Yes.
See if it tingles in your mouth. 15 minutes. You could die.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, and we've seen it, or I think there's multiple kinds of hemlock.
Mm-hmm.
But I have seen at least one kind of hemlock in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
It might not have been the poison hemlock, but I've seen hemlock.
Yeah.
So
I remember doing a walk, nature walk with one of the professors when I was going to school at USU, and we came across these little stream beds that it was the Logan Canyon actually, and we'd go across these little boardwalks and these streams and everything, and sure enough, there was that water hemlock just growing profusely right there. He's like, "Okay, everybody, take a good close look at this.
Everyone come around.
Touchy.
Let's have a lick."
No, but just be careful while you're up in the mountains, hiking around and stuff like that. Just be careful. It has the white flower,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you showed the picture.
It kind of resembled too the other weed. It's like
Queen Anne's lace.
Is that what you? I might have a different name. Like
white top.
Wild carrot or something.
Wild carrot, yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
maybe I saw wild carrot, but they all have that kind of umbrella, flowery looking.
Maybe just stuff. Man, if you're trying to do one of those like backcountry, like live on the land sort of excursions, stay away from that altogether.
Hemlock tea, baby. Hemlock tea.
Hemlock tea. Death camas is another one, and it's not on the list, but it's not grown in ornamental circumstances. But it's Zygodinus zigifolia. You
like saying Zygodinus?
Yeah, and that, my friends, you'll find that one up in the foothills as well, and kind of up in the riparian areas. And yeah, crazy cool flower. But man, you just have to be so careful.
Yeah. Well, cool, man.
Right on.
So that was a good one. That was fun.
That was very cool. Yeah, educational, and hopefully you can just take a little more precaution with your ornamentals and
see,
plantings.
Just because it's toxic doesn't mean that nurseries don't sell it. That doesn't mean you can't find it commercially.
Totally. Foxglove. Hello.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. But here's
Lily of the Valley. You say you grow it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Lily of the Valley. Yeah. Just
don't eat it.
Be smart.
Yep.
Word.
All right. See you later.
Later, Blaine.
Bye-bye.